Hello, welcome to another bonus episode of Hockey Inside Out. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said that he thinks that they might get to a place where NHL players will be wearing neck guards. This would be in cooperation with the Players Association. How do you see this playing out? Do you think that this should be something that will be mandatory or should be mandatory in the league going forward? Rick, as a former player, what's your thoughts on the neck guard?
Well, I think it's going to be similar to the visor thing, where, it's going to be a tough sell for the new players, the older players, and they're not going to want to necessarily go that route. But, judging by what's happening at the junior ranks where they're making it mandatory, I think that it's going to eventually probably be phased in because the kids are going to be used to wearing that like they wear the visors. And even though it's not completely bulletproof, if you will, as far as, effectiveness for cuts, it's a step in probably the right direction that eventually will probably see more and more guys going with it.
Yeah, there will be some pushback from players, as Rick noted, particularly guys who haven't used it in the past. And I think as more players come into the league having used it, it should be a no-brainer. If you can prevent one injury, then it's worth it. I know the NHL is also talking about cut-resistant fabrics around the ankles, around the wrists, and we've seen players get cut by skates. You're out there basically with a sharp weapon, and anytime you can eliminate the possibility of an injury. Players wouldn't think about going on the ice without a protective cup. But yet at the same time, they balked at helmets over the years. They balked at visors. They balked at things where injuries can have serious repercussions. And, so I think that this is something that should be mandatory as quickly as possible. And I don't know why the NHLPA hasn't, already polled their members and gotten some sort of reading on this.
Yeah, it'll be grandfathered in. I think like helmets were and visors were. Kids playing hockey have been wearing neck guards since they started at 5 years old. It's been mandatory up until junior. Even some junior leagues, you have to wear it. So it's something that they've grown up wearing and then take it off. It's same with full face masks. I mean, kids wear full face masks until they get the junior. NCAA, you still wear full face masks. I watched Mitch Marner take a shot in the face recently, and I wonder, when might we see an NHL player actually decide to wear the full cage just to protect their face, the way these guys shoot the pucks and whatnot. But it's, Jaden Struble is the only Canadian wearing the neck guard. I spoke with him about it, and he said after that terrible accident in England where the player was killed and getting a skate to the throat, Struble said his mother's got freaked out about it and asked him to please wear one. And the Canadians' locker room, the equipment staff received a whole bunch of different kinds of neck guards. One was it's almost like a turtleneck. It's a long turtleneck you wear, and it's a built-in neck guard. Struble tried it, and he said it didn't bother him at all, so he kept it on. So I think we might see more guys maybe doing that. As I said, I think it'll be grandfathered in. But kudos to Struble for putting it on and keeping it. I asked him, has anybody on the opposition teased you about wearing it or anything? He said, no, nothing. He says, I've just been wearing it. And it's funny with hockey because guys wait until they're injured before doing something. I know, Rick, you told me before, you got an eye injury, and it was after that you decided to put a visor on. And, remember back in the days, guys wearing those Jofa helmets, like the Gretzky one, it was basically a margarine bowl with a chin strap on your head, and guys used to wear the chin straps down like this. Was less and less. It's the only sport where guys, it's sort of cool not to protect yourself. Whereas you watch football players wear visors and every kind of possible equipment you can think of. But the neck guard, to me, it's a no-brainer. But just from history, the NHL won't mandate it. They'll grandfather it in, so young guys coming into the league will have to wear it.
There's a message there. We need more concerned mothers.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, Pat. Lesson here. Always listen to your mom because they're always right.
but I mean, even as a father, if you had your son playing in the NHL, to see that kind of injury. And the only thing with the neck guard, I mean, from somebody, just from playing old-timers hockey, and the neck guards, they're really hot. You don't get a lot of air coming in. And I can see NHL players, that being a thing, especially since it's so hot in NHL rinks. make it really warm. Again, that's why I think it'll be grandfathered in, because kids have worn those since the time they started playing hockey.
And I think if you go back, it was almost like an image thing, because when the visors started to appear in the league, most of the players were the Europeans.
Yeah.
And the Europeans used to come over, and everybody would say, "Oh, he's a European, so he's soft, or he's afraid," or which is totally unfair. But that was an issue, and a lot of guys spoke about, "Well, I'm not wearing that because European players wear it and they're soft." Bad comments. The net guard, again, like I said, will probably be graduated in with time as kids come up through the system. The older guys might be a tougher sell, but they're going to probably fine tune it and make it a little bit more comfortable than what they're saying now. But hopefully they'll eventually get it throughout the league.
Yeah, that's why I asked Struble that question, because I know guys, used to be wore a visor, you weren't tough, and Struble, a rookie coming in, just starting in the NHL wearing a net guard. That's why I asked him. I said, "That guys in the other teams teased you about it?" And he said no. He said he hadn't heard a word. So that's a really good sign.
Yeah, I think a smart thing to do would be to get the net guards brought into the league. And let us know in this comment section below, what do you think of that? Or if you have a question for us to answer here on the panel, leave that in the section below, in the comment section that is. And make sure to go to hockeyinsideout.com to check out the full episode.